AM.
So thankful that you have joined at this time. So
Yes, yes.
thank you so
Thanks.
much for joining this event, Laura. So before you start your presentation, I would like to so yeah
So,
I would like to introduce you on the stage. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome Laura Singh, a phenomenal individual whose life's journey encompasses a tapestry of diverse cultures, and an unwavering commitment to empowering women globally. As an esteemed educator, CEO, and philanthropist, Lara brings a unique perspective to the stage that is both inspiring and transformative. In her speech, Lara will share not only the challenges she has faced as an Asian woman, but also the incredible triumphs that have emerged from those experiences. Education for her is not just a means of personal growth, it's a catalyst for unlocking the immense potential within women, with the power to catalyze positive change within entire communities. Laura's dedication to philanthropy and global impact further underscores her commitment to create a world where women are not only valued but are agents of change on an international scale. So, without further ado, let's embrace the wisdom and insights Laura Singh is about to share with us, igniting a collective spark that propels us towards a future where women's empowerment knows no bonds. So, please join me in welcoming Laura Singh. So, that
thank
was a
you.
good introduction. Thank you so much. So, you can start your presentation. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, Melinda. Hi, everyone. Good evening or good morning. Depends on where you are. So, let me get started. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah, when you think that you are ready and then you're not ready. It's always like this. Okay, so I think everybody can see my presentation right now. Okay, great, perfect. So my name is Lara and I come from Taiwan and now I'm living in Dubai. However, I've been living in many places before that, and I'm going to go through my journey for the past 2 years with you ladies today. At the very beginning, so there are some numbers I would like to say. So for the past 8 months, I have already I'm helping 660 children and 24 adult teachers, 3 schools, and 6 projects that is ongoing. Where are they? I'm helping the refugees. So how did it come up with that? Because in Taiwan, luckily so far we don't have war, but yeah. Oops, okay. Yeah, so here is a little bit about me. For the last 9 years, I've been starting my own educational brand. I call it Lara Globalpedia. So it's about like I'm teaching the children from 5 years old to 15 years old everything about the world. So it's including the history, geography, culture, religion, geopolitical situations, things like this. And in order to promote my own classes, I decided to become a social media influencer. Influencer, yeah. So I also run a YouTube channel and a podcast. Now I have 3 podcast channel in Chinese, in English, and in Arabic. So during the pandemic, no, sorry, before the pandemic, I got the National Geography Certificated Educator. And then I established the company. I do the business. So I'm an entrepreneur. And even before I started my own business, I was an expat for a Taiwanese company to base in Moscow, Russia, for 6 years there. And later, like 2 years ago, I started to volunteer myself in a Taiwan Ready Hanley Center as in Turkey to help the Syrian refugee there. And I was in charge of media and all the other matters. And last year, 8 months ago, I started my own association, and it is SSSP, Small School Support Project. So my focus is that I'm going to help those who was not been seen or who didn't get any sponsor or like the help from some big organizations. I always like the niche market. Okay, so a little bit about me. For the 9 years, this Lara Globopedia, as I explained before, that I'm teaching kids about the cultures. Why? Why I think it's so important? Because for the past 10 years, I've been living in different places. So I come from Taipei, Taiwan, and I have been living in 6 years in Moscow, Russia. And also I live in Shanghai, in Beijing, and in Tokyo. And now we are in Dubai. So I think for me, the environment is very multicultural. And my husband is from Russia. My kids, they go to German school. So that's why you can see the German flags here. And you see the 6 flags, right? It means that I've been living in these places. And I also speak 5 languages. I speak Mandarin. I'm from Taiwan. I speak English. Russian was my major in college. Japanese, German. So this 5 language I speak. So when I started this Globopedia, actually at the beginning, I read story in 5 different languages. So when I heard the storytelling from our previous speakers, I would feel like really warm, and I love when we are reading the stories. Yes, so this is a little bit about my background. That's why I started this, because I see the beauty and importance of the multi or that cross cultures. And to be honest, I feel like, especially for the past couple years, do you guys feel like the world has become chaos? It's really terrible, and people fighting with each other, like country to country, nations to nations, because of the maybe religion, but mostly because of not understanding each other. So there are so misunderstanding. So it's my deep belief that if we know each other's difference from very, very young stage, and then we will take this as normal. So different is normal. Then you don't have all these disputes. You don't have all this I don't want this. Oh, it's so strange. Oh no, I don't accept this. So I need to fight this, right? That's why I want to teach our kids as much as possible, as young as possible, that about different cultures. Because I hope that by doing this, our world could become a little bit more peaceful. That is really my deep belief. So I mentioned before that I do the YouTube channel and I do the podcast. So when I started to do the podcast, it's like 2021. In Taiwan, there wasn't a lot of people doing podcasts. So I was likely to be selected as like one of the like top 100 channels. So we talk about education, we talk about the different culture things, and yeah. And now, then I was very fortunate to have awarded last year, 2023, in May, here in Dubai, to selected awarded as the media as the best women's empowerment podcast. Why is that? Let me show you a video. I hope that you can hear the sound, but I don't know if how can we make sure of that.
She just want to go to school like everybody else. But for this, she got shot in her eyes. She just want to raise her daughter like everybody else. But for this, she had to pretend like a man for 40 years. She could be praised by her beauty and fame, but she invented Bluetooth technology. She could be laying on the bed and planned for her tragic destiny, but she survived and painted 55 famous portrait paintings. She could be a very powerful prime minister for more than 10 years, but she decided to let go. She found a computer pattern 200 years ago, and that changed the entire world. She showed that girls can be brave as boys. Women can fly freely as men. She saved 90,000 newborn babies in USA. She led her country more than 11 years during the difficult recession time. She is among us. Her stories are our stories. She's me, she's you, she's our mothers, our sisters, our daughters. Every girl was born like an angel. And on the path, we learn how to be brave. We learn how to take responsibilities. We learn how to chase our dreams. Because of girls, our world become colorful. Because of women, our world become beautiful. Let her story passes on. Let our stories continue. I'm Lara, an educator to show children everything about the world. Every Wednesday, I'm introducing her story. How she persisted. How she changed the world. Stay tuned.
Yeah, so this is actually what I'm doing. So every week I introduce a trailblazer female because I think everyone's story is worth to be heard because each story could inspire different person, and I especially want to inspire girls. As a girl myself, I encounter so many difficulties when growing up. So why not we share with each other and inspire and encourage with each other? If you have any story, please contact with me. I would love to make an interview with you. I will put it on my podcast, and then your story, I believe that it can inspire someone in this world. Yes. So this is my podcast. And then what happened as I do the podcast, and I love to introduce different like interview different people because I want to know their story. It's so touching. So 2 years ago, I interviewed a professor. He is an architecture professor, Taiwanese, and he is working in Turkey. Somehow he just built, not just like, somehow he, after some years, he built a building in Turkey at the border city, Turkey to Syria, and helping the Syrian refugees. I was so touched by that. So then I interviewed him. And then after the interview, he said, Lara, please join me. We need someone to do this. I said, okay. I said, I have 3 businesses of my own, but I really want to do something. But you know, when I started to do this refugee ad, it was actually the bottom time of my life because that was the pandemic time. And that time, me and my husband, we had a company and we had really faced some difficulties. So the financial stress was like huge and so many things that we need to deal with. But somehow, you know, when you are in the most difficult times, it's actually kind of like the, I don't know, therapy or the treatment for yourself when you start to help other people. Some people always say that, okay, when I have the ability or when I have the time, when I have the money, I will help others because I need to take care of myself first. I do agree with that, but sometimes maybe it's not necessary to wait the perfect timing. Sometimes you just have to do it and you just have to start it, and then you will just feel, okay, maybe this is my, like, you know, 1 hour out of my own realities. So I'm helping others. I started that time. And then during the past 2 years, what I did for the center, we call it Taiwan Center. I brought books to there as I was also a picture book teacher. Like I read the books, and so I really love and I believe the beauty and the power of the books, right? So I brought it there to these kids. You know, the moment really touched me is that when they came into this classroom and they started to open the book and their eyes just like shined because I believe like good quality books, it really changed person's perspective. So you can really see them that they started to appreciate this. So it was really nice in the reading day. And here you can see that I was reading a book. I was reading a trailblazer lady, Amelia Farhad, or some, I'm sorry, I forgot her family name. So she was the first female pilot who flew through the Atlantic Ocean. So it was really amazing. And I was reading in English and the teacher was translated into Arabic. Because for these girls, most of them, I think I try to ask them, they don't have any dreams. So they don't know what to do. They don't even have a proper school life. So whatever waiting for them is that when they got 15 years old and then they will got to arrange a marriage to someone else. So I try to use my little possibility, my little power to let them think maybe there are some other possibilities. Maybe I want to be an engineer in the future. Maybe I want to be a pilot. Maybe I want to do business. There's some other possibilities in their future. So that's how we started the reading days. And even now with my own organization, I have a library project. In December, I donated another 200 books to the refugees. And let's see, we will work on that. And also, here, this is my daughter. At the beginning, she just came in because she didn't sleep well today. Yeah, this one is my daughter. So I also brought my daughter and my son. We went to this border city and we spent there like last summer, we spent there like whole months. So they were always with the kids there playing, learning together. And this was a time that it was in my class. So my daughter also joined this. I believe that instead of like we are teaching, we are talking, we are telling our kids like you should do this to be nice, to be warm to other people's, we should just show them by doing it. So example is better than precept. So I hope that I know like you must agree with me, right? So that's I've been always want to be a role model for my daughter, especially for my daughter. I want my kids to be proud of me as a mom, and I want my daughter to see me as a role model. Like she can do anything she wants, but she needs to know that we should be kind. We should be nice to other people's when we can do it. And yeah, and I think she's very warm little girl. So yeah. And also when I was there, I tried to talk to the young kids there, the youth, because you know, as a Syrian refugee to live in the third country, other countries, for them it's very difficult to adapt into the society and the language, the culture, and their background, their destiny, their family situation. You know, most of the refugee kids I know, they're like half of them, they lost their father during the war, so their mom is alone with them. And like this little boy, he came to me and then he couldn't speak English at all. So you see that there's a letter there. So he just wrote me with a translation, like with a Google Translate. And then he write it on the paper, tell me about his stories. And then I try to encourage him and we try to offer him some part-time jobs so he can continue his school. Otherwise, he's 16 years old. He is the like bread maker, right? Like he has to run his family. He has to make the money for his mom, for his sister, for his niece, you know, like a whole bunch of family member, like 10 people is based on him. So, and I'm so glad that after 1 year, he really learned English, like within 1 year. So at the beginning, he couldn't even speak. Like I asked him, how are you? He couldn't even answer me. I'm fine, thank you, in English. But you know, less than 1 year. Like exactly 1 year ago, there's a huge, like big earthquake in Turkey and Syria, if you guys remember. And I was one when I was working in previous NGO. So I was one working in charge of the media. So I live stream with our staffs there every day. And then he was the one who was doing the translation for me. So it's really amazing. Like he just like put himself like full power and then just learn the language and use it. So it's really nice. Yeah. And so I think I inspire him quite a lot, which I'm very happy. And I just learned that in 30 days, he will be able to, like he was called by the UN. So their family will be transformed, will be immigrate to US. And I hope that he will be empower himself with a good skills. So then he can have a good life there in US. Yeah, so then also for me, it's so important to do the woman empowerment. I think every woman, we have like roles, right? We have to be the daughter, the nice daughter. We have to be the good wife and the perfect moms, and also good employees, or even like you are the own, or you are the entrepreneur. So we run everywhere. And when I was still in Taiwan, I joined association, which is the Female Entrepreneur Associations. Then I figured out that 80% of female entrepreneurs in Taiwan, they started their own business because of their family, and mostly because of their kids. Again, just like the previous speaker, right? Your books is because of your kids' experience, your life experience. So everyone doing the same thing. So here you can see I have like so many entrepreneur friends. So I said, okay, each brand, like each company, you have your own stories. Like one lady, she started her own business because her kids need some special nutrition. So she has to find a special rice and to mix them together so her kids can digest better. And yeah, so everybody is like different. So I thought, okay, we all have story. Me too. I started Lara Globopedia because my kids. Then I was in Turkey. So I know so many women, they are doing some handcraft, we're trying to sell for them. Each of them also have a story. They have a life before the war. They were not always been the refugees. There were some, I don't know, there was some lady boss as well. Like I know a lady that she was having like co-running a business, a fitness center with her husband. So, and I know some they are artists. I know some they are very high qualified English teachers. So everybody has a story, and even they don't have much story before, they have the story on the way their journey like flat. So then I think, why not we exchange our stories? In Taiwan, most of the female entrepreneurs, we try to talk, or we try to communicate or exchange, make some conference with the ladies in the West, with the ladies in US, with the ladies in Canada or in Europe. Yeah, because we want to learn. We want to learn the independence, as an Asian woman. We have so many bias. Like our society expect us to do a lot of different things. Yeah. So we want to learn from others. But how about we also can be kind of like the models, or also we can encourage or inspire the ladies from Syria, from Turkey, who in the before who before they couldn't come out to do the business. They couldn't come out to show their face. It's because of their traditions or their religions. However, because of reality, the war, they lost their husband, they lost their fathers. So now they had to step out from their families. So we can encourage them, we can inspire them as well. So that is how I had this idea to make the I would say like two city stories exchange. So I made this, and then we translated everybody's stories. So I really feel like it was really nice one. Yes. And also what I did is the fashion show. As I mentioned from the last slide, so I help those this woman, they do the handcraft, and we are selling their handcraft, and then give them the salaries so they can earn from this. And after I did the story, exchange story time, I figured out that everybody, really literally every single one, want to be seen, want to be heard. Every single lady, every one of you, me, we want people to appreciate our beauty, no matter it's like our looking and our knowledge, our insights, our characters. We want people to appreciate us, right? So same as these Syrian women. However, they cannot go out. They have to cover their face. It's okay because it's their choice. They feel more confident. They feel more safe in this way. But still, somehow they want to be seen. It's not like seen all the face or body, but to be seen as a whole person. So then I have this idea. How about you showcased your own work? So you can see the scarf here, you can see the bags here. It's all by their hands. So your products, you will be the one who show them. So we get a catwalk, right? To be honest, when I had this idea, I was really very worried that if their religion or if their society will accept this. But really surprisingly, so many ladies they came to me say, "We want to do this. We want to join." So I see their face, I see the confidence when they are walking, and then everybody was like applauding and shouting for them. So beautiful. It's the best show I ever see that. So we did this refugee fashion show. And all this above, that is what I did in the previous organization where I kind of like volunteer for. And then last year I left that organization. But I didn't leave the friends that I know. So I promised to my Syrian friend, I say, okay, I had to leave here for some reasons, but I'm not stop helping you. I'm not stop doing this course, but I just don't know how. Somehow it just happened. when it is meant to be, and then it's just meant to be, and then things will come to you. So then I got the chance to help them to do like one-time sponsor or financially fundraising, and then it just go for the long term. I will explain that a little bit later. We don't have much time. Okay, so anyway, last year, since after I left the organization, I started to help them, and then 4 months ago, I decided to do it long term, sustainable, because I feel like I cannot just do it one time and then I just okay, bye, ciao. I cannot do this. I feel like this is what maybe for the next 10 years, 20 years, this is exactly what I'm going to do. And I really feel like I can do it. I want to do it. So then I register an official association and I call it Small School Support Projects, SSSP. So we try to find those either individual teachers or some educational schools, classroom, institute, it doesn't matter. Anyway, these people, they don't get any fund from others because either they are too small or they are too difficult. So they are the one who I want to help. You can see even from the Lara Globopedia, I was always not the mass market. I always like the niche market that where I don't have much people to take care of. I just focus on what I can or I'm good at. So somehow we started to help this Al Rukban camp. So I would say it's called like a dead camp because people can go inside but cannot come out. And this camp differ from other thousands of refugee camps in the world is that this camp is 100% isolated and besieged. All the UN or NGO support cannot go inside. It is forbidden. So it's isolated. But somehow we managed to do it. And I would like to show you around like this is how they live like. Oh, are we? Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's desert, nothing. And all the houses, I would say, right the roof by hand on the ground. And also the school here, there are 2,000 families. And they have 8 schools that built up by themselves with their independence. So I know about this. So I started to sponsor them. I started to help them. So now you can see that it's my logo here. And this is also another company. It's my educational company in Dubai. So we started to fundraising for them and for the kids, for the school teachers, Our budget is like $1 per month for a kid, $1 per month for the kids. So then they can have every week an apple or a banana or a cookie, which is kind of a little bit luxury for them because their family cannot afford this. Like one apple a week is just not possible. So when they come to school every week, they got the fruits. It's kind of the motivation for them. And also we have rebuilt the campus. So it's now become a safe place to study, to work, to play. And it's really, and we also sponsor the teacher salary. So there are like, for the first school, we have 133 kids and we have 7 teachers. I don't know, the teacher salary is also, it's only $50 per month. Yeah, it's only $50 per month. So we are helping them. And also, I always thinking that we should do, when we are trying to do some good things, right? We should always think, not even the good things. So when you want to start up your own company, you should think that what you are good at, what kind of resource do you have? So this one was my friend. She's an influencer in Taiwan. So I also asked her, let's do this. Like we fundraise for the school rebuilding. And this is Zumba because I love Zumba. I've been doing Zumba for last 15 years. So even I came to Dubai and I asked like my friends in Zumba here, they see me doing things. They say, okay, we want to help. So we did a Zumba party and then we donate the tickets to buy the stationaries for the kids in the refugee camp. So I think wherever you guys or me, we want to do something, just don't forget what you have. You have a lot of resource. We can do it. Okay, I feel like I'm running out of time. So I'll be like 2 more minutes. So we have like online courses to empower the young people who ever have the access to the internet for the refugee kids. And also last month, I went back to Taiwan and then I got a 500 kids and their parents all together. We watch a movie about refugees and I also give some background knowledge about what happened, what is the war and things like this. I was so amazed, like 500 people, kids from 4 years old, 5 years old to 25 and adults. And at the weekend in the morning, they buy the ticket, come to see this. So I think we still care about people. And the last slide now, you see that before I have the podcast, I have in Mandarin, and then I have in English, and now I have in Arabic. Why? Because now I have a Syrian assistant. She's the college student for the last year. She's 24 years old. However, she has a daughter for 9 years old. And yeah, her face supposed to be married again to other guy because she got divorced. But one of one of her brother, like they have 12 brothers and sisters, only one support her to continue the study. So then I know about this and she asked, can I work part-time because I want to stand on my own feet? I say yes. So I tell, okay, try to do the podcast because the content of my podcast is about the triplets of female. I want to encourage other girls, but I want to encourage her as well. So I asked her and she's so willing and she's so happy to do it, to translate into Arabic, and then she recorded into Arabic. So in any case, I encourage one girl. So that's really made me so happy. And that is how we are here now. We started with the 660 kids already. We are helping the refugee kids and the teachers and so on. So the last I want to say that I didn't have any plan. Like I don't have a plan. And then I started to do it. Just do it. If you want to do something, just do it. Life is short. We never know what's happening tomorrow. And we don't lose anything. If we try, maybe we'll get it. Maybe we don't get it. So what? Just do it. So this is what I would like to share with you. Wow, time really flies so fast. Thank you so much. And please, if you have any questions and if you'd like to have your story been heard, contact me on Instagram or Facebook. Yes, and here you can see my email and my WhatsApp. Okay, with this, the second one with 971. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lara, for waking up so early for this presentation and sharing your valuable thoughts with us. So, thank you once again for joining this platform. So, please join our next session speaker, Tina Nels. So, and show some love. Thank you and have a great
Thank
day. Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you. Good evening. Bye.